morning. I hope everybody is well and having a great Sunday. I just wanted to update from yesterday because it was getting dark and I had to quickly all of a sudden stop. I have finished some of my tags and pockets, so I thought I'd show you those, and then I thought I'll just go back quickly to those books that I had because I didn't show those very well either. So when I've made my ephemera, I like to keep them in this old box that I bought. These are the things that I made in the video. I think of the one where I was off screen. So that's all of those. It's funny how things turn out differently each time that you do something new. So they're the recycled envelopes. So where shall I start? I'll start here. I made all of these here. These are going to be pockets with the cut up Jessica paper. And oh, I know another thing I did that's really fun was yesterday when the courier arrived. Basically he brought me, I had made an order on Amazon, and I had bought just a packet of sticky paper. So I can't remember what it's called. It's a German paper, and I did look on at the reviews, and I chose this German one because some of the reviews on the other one said that they were hard to peel off. So what I've done is I've had a bit of fun and just gone and printed out a few different things on the A4 adhesive paper, and so I can just cut them out and peel them off and stick them in. So let me see if I've got any more. I think I've cut most of them up now because I was having fun with them. There's a few here in my trusty little bowl. So that's sticky. So these are like little stickers. I don't have one of those things that scan and cut, so I have to hand cut them, but that's not a problem. I quite enjoy doing that. So yeah, so these are all stickers, and that's a really fun thing to do. So I'll point out where I've put a sticker on. So this is on some Jessica paper. Now, let's just clear a few things up. So I've had a few comments, not just on this video, I also previously about my Jessica paper, telling me that it's not Jessica paper, it's Nick the Booksmith paper. So I name things, I'm calling it Jessica paper because that's where I saw it. So first of all, Nick's, the video that I saw with Nick for her Franken paper was where she had sewn together, and I've got a few examples of what I did from that one. She'd sewn together some just scraps of scrapbooking paper like this, and then the back you can see the stitching. I don't recall her gluing it to another piece of paper. I do remember, now these pieces are white on the back, but I do remember, let me see if I've got another one like this one here. And I did do these after watching Nick the Booksmith's video. Okay, so these are what in my head are Franken papers. You've taken scrapbook pieces and you flip it over and you can see the reverse side of the paper. And I remember that from her video. I don't remember if she had glued it to anything. I don't think so, because I remember that she had the reverse side of the papers. Now, she could have done another video. I don't know. I haven't watched every single Nick the Booksmith videos because there's so many of them, and I don't have time. I need to keep up with the new videos, so I can't go back and watch all of their videos. So that in my head is what Franken paper is. I have no idea if gluing onto a large sheet of paper is Franken paper as well. I didn't know that. I call it Jessica paper because that's where I saw it. I didn't see it at Nick the Booksmith's. I saw it by Jessica. Jessica by no way claims that she has invented it. I don't think that probably anybody's invented anything, because scrapbooking and collaging and tearing papers and using up scraps has been around forever. So I really wouldn't even know how to go back to the beginnings and know who invented what. But if I call something by a name of a person, it's just because that's where I saw it. Could be that somebody else did it before them. I don't know. But I'm calling it Jessica paper because she's the one that inspired me to do it, and that's what I saw. And when I sew together pieces of scrapbooking paper, I say I saw this on Nick the Booksmith, and I have done that in other videos. So even when I've done a flip through of journals, I've said I've sewn some pages together because it's a big format, and I saw that at Nick the Booksmith. So just to clarify that, I name things after the person who I saw it from. That's all I wanted to say. That's my point. Big long-winded explanation for that. So this was some of the paper, and where I left it plain, I thought these would be nice tuck spots. And then this, I think, came from the Graphics Fairy, and I did that on the sticky paper, so it's a sticker, and I thought that was really fun. I'm going to do more with that because that's a really fun thing to do. Here I collaged over the little piece of collaged paper napkin, and then that's that was a sticker. Yes, I did reprint some of those out as a sticker, and that's also a sticker, a little label. Here is, I just glued this on, stitched around it and glued it on. Same here, I tore out the image and then glued it on. I'll just go quickly because you know, you've seen most of this. This is a pocket here. Actually, I can probably show you with, let me put these down. It's a pocket, and that's the napkin, and then just a collage that was inspired by Sarah from the Mushroom Market, not my sister. And then this is just a pocket with old book pages, and you saw all these. This is another pocket here. I've just stitched around them, as I mentioned yesterday, but someone mentioned they like to see the finished product, so now you can see these are all going to be pockets, so it's good to have these all ready when you want to embellish a journal. That's that one. So I always end up with less pockets. I always feel like I need to make some more. So those are pockets. Now, that's a pocket from before. These are all taggy things. That's also was printed on the sticky paper, and then that I cut out and then glued on. And I just put some antique hemp on the top. This was on the sticky paper, and then I glued that on, and some lace. And then I liked that collage, so, and I didn't want to cover up the little, what is that, a bee or a moth or something. I just put a little fleur-de-lis there, stamped on antique hemp. This was a sticky label that I printed out, and I think I got that from, I possibly got it from the Graphics Fairy. I'd have to check. And I liked all the collaging here, so I left that. I didn't want to cover it up. I liked the collaging on this one, so I just added this. I have no recollection where that came from. Oh, I didn't show you the reverse side of these ones. So, as I said, I try to keep one side a bit more neutral and writing friendly, and the other side, that one's just plain, and the other side is more busy. I didn't show, sorry, just go through those. So I've made really a lot. So I think this collaging, now I'm scared to call it Jessica paper, this collaging on the paper is a really cool way to end up making a whole lot of different things for your journals. It's fairly quick. So that's napkin, and then I just stitched on that trim there because I liked it. It's antique, and then that's the back, and then I love that one. I think that's an old Maggie Holmes paper. I had a little, one of those little sort of 6x6 pads, and I don't use them obviously much for bigger journals, but they're good for little things. That's a little birdie from Daphne's diary. I liked all the collaging on here that came out from when I cut up the Jessica paper, and I just put a little bird there because I didn't want to cover it up, but I felt like it needed something else. And then that's from a paper that we bought in Florence, I think. Yeah, I think Sarah bought it, and she gave me some of it. My sister Sarah. This is just a journaling card. I didn't put any lace on it. I felt like it was busy enough. That was a sticker that I printed out, and that's the reverse side. These are all stickers on here. So that's a sticker just over the collaging, and these are just little journaling cards that can be tucked into pockets. And then this is from one of the books that I started to tear up, and that's a fresco that I photographed, little piece that was left over, and that's the reverse side. This was a little sticker that I printed out. I thought the colours worked well with what was behind. And here's another one, super pretty. And here's another one. Don't know where that came from. There. And just another one. What's the other side like that? And then this one I just glued on. It's a public domain botanical sort of image. And then here's a little painting. Thought that's super pretty. And I think I like that because the yellow in her dress picked up the colours in the background papers. And then this is just a little journaling card as well. Oh, I like this one. These bright red. Oh, yeah, I like that one. So that's the reverse side. And then this is from the IKEA book. And then I just put a little fleur-de-lis there, and that's the reverse side. And then another Victorian sort of flower. I didn't put anything on this one. I just like the way the papers all work together and left it like that. Just put little flowers there. Seems to be the theme today are flowers. I love flowers. They're one of my favorites. This came from one of my books as well. And look, I made so many. Here's another one. So now I feel like I can go on with my orders. Now I feel like I've got a lot of things ready to go on with those. I just put a little bee on that one. And that's all. And then this one, you saw that yesterday. And these ones as well. So these are big journaling cards, like super big. Mushrooms. And that one there. I like that. Okay, so let's move those out of the way. And then I've got a few more envelopes. So these were the new envelopes that weren't used envelopes, but were just lying around. I've just clipped here. So I've done that so I can remember, because I kept thinking they were journaling cards, but they're not. They're tuck spots. So they can be tipped in or just paper clipped in. This one, I remember I left this one plain, but I did stitch around 3 sides. Really like that. And then this one, that's the reverse side. And then this one here. And the reverse side with one of my sister's printables. And then this one here. So I've got them going in different directions. And then that was the other one that I made a while back. And then I've just started here these. These are going to be journaling cards. That's a sticker and napkin behind. I'm going to do some collaging on the other side. So they're not finished yet. But I thought I'd show you those. This one here, it's so pretty. That's the napkin. And then the other side I'm going to collage. And I think I'm going to put that on that side because I like the colours with that. And then this is rice paper. It's Stamperia rice paper. And that's one of my little labels. And I'm going to collage on the back. And then another one here. That's still Stamperia rice paper. Little fleur-de-lis and a sticky label on the front. So they all have to be collaged on the back. They're not quite finished. And then I wanted to show you these books quickly. Okay, here I am. So I've got this, oops, kicked the thing. I've got Animals of Britain. I want to get some of the flower ones. They weren't available on my Italian Amazon. But they might be now, so I might have a look for those. So it's a really nice little book. I don't want all the animals. I don't think I want to put little piglets on my journaling cards. But there are some cute things, and it wasn't expensive. I love hedgehogs and porcupines, and there's some lovely things here that you can cut out and make tags with as well. Wallabies. So yeah, not all the animals to me are of any use, but some of them are. So that's that one. This is the one I bought in Rome with my sister. Very lucky find. Sorry, I'll just move this back a little bit. The botanical one. So there's heaps of illustrations in here to use as well. And then I think at the back, because I haven't really studied it that much, there's also a lot of, look, there's a lot of plates to use as well. Not at the back, all the way through. So lots of images to use. It's slightly glossy, the paper. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but I do like the images. And I think they'll be fun to work with. And then this book is really gorgeous. This one here, The Country Flowers of a Victorian Lady, Fanny Robinson. This is really, really, really gorgeous. Look at these pages. So that, I think I might buy a second one of those. Those are really beautiful. Plenty to use from there. I've been using quite a bit of some flowers from there in these latest tags that I just made. And then also, I showed you this one yesterday, but only very quickly. I'll show you again. So I'm thinking of cutting some of those up and making tags. You could also fussy cut out the flowers and the plants. I'm getting a bit of whiff of mustiness as I'm flicking through. I mean, look how beautiful it is. It's the most beautiful thing. I think I might have to buy a second one of those as well, because I'll be sorry when it's all run out. So maybe, just maybe, oh, I'll show you, where's the other book? I'll show you just the really cute IKEA book as well that everybody can go and buy. It's the Frog Prince, Principe Ranocchio. And look, I mean, look at the little illustrations that you can use in it. It's just so pretty. I love it. I'm a very bad girl tearing things up, but I prefer to tear them up and they can be used rather than collecting dust. So that's just really gorgeous, that book. There's heaps in there to use. Sarah had already cut it up and had all these cute things, and she showed it to me, and I said, oh, that's a nice book. And she said, yes, you keep commenting on it when you look through my journal. So let me just move these out of the way, and I'll just put, oh, sorry guys, I'll just put this over back in its place. Now some of these things, so I'll just come back to this. I keep some of those things. They're like kind of like little, I need to remember those things because otherwise I'll forget. And this is something, I think I showed you really quickly before Christmas, before my sister came. I want to do one of these. I'm going to do one of these. I'll do it not Christmas. And I'll show you how I did it, if I can remember, because I did it a while ago. But look, it all flips out like this. This kind of thing would kind of, I was probably most likely inspired by Bohemian Crafting. She does some very complex flipping out things. So that probably my subconscious, she's inspired me for that. So I'll just move those out of the way. And then let's grab the cutter. Just put these here, they're from the books. Oh, those I'll move out of the way. We don't need those. Those all over there. Right. Let's get the cutter. So I'm not going to do too much in this video, but I just wanted to have a look. I haven't done anything with this yet, but I just wanted to have a look what I might do. So these are from that botanical book that I got in Rome. I'm going to tear those out or cut around them, and they'll go or that side on tags. So I don't think I was going to do it. And yeah, that's the same with that one. I'd love to tear that out. So that's, oh, this one I thought this would be nice in collaging, or I'd like to even, and that one, these ones I was going to cut up into tags, so we'll do that. This one I'll cut into a tag, and this one I think I'll cut it into a tag, and then maybe that I can use for collaging, and the same with these. So let's have a look. Let's just have a play around. I won't do any collaging on the back or anything, because you've seen me do that a million times, but let's just see what they look like when we cut them out, when I cut them out. So, pull out this one. This is nice paper too. It's not, I need to move this forward a little bit. I think I'll just see if I can move over to the side and do it. No, I'll come over this side. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to do quite big tags. So I might do it about there. As you know, I like to do things by eye. And then I'm just going to cut it into tag shapes. And then what I'll do is I will put some old, I think I'll put some old book page onto the back. I don't feel like these need too much because they're so pretty and they'll get a little bit of lace on them. So I'll cut that out. Some wider, some narrower. Okay. See, I think they'll be really nice. So that's that one. Oh, this is so pretty. Look at this page. Really gorgeous. So I'll cut that in more. I mean, I'm only eyeballing it about half. And then again. And here. Okay. I'm hugging my tripod so I stay on screen. Oh, I think I just cut out two. Two at once. Oh, well, there you go. You can cut out two at a time. Now, they are quite flimsy, so they do need to be backed onto something. There they are. So I did cut out two at a time. Well, I'll keep on cutting out two at a time. Why not? This one can be narrower. So I don't want to cut that flower in half. And these ones can be wider. Okay. And then this one. Here. Just move it over a little bit. Maybe I'll move it over more that way so I can... Oh, that's better. Okay. And then like so. And then let's see here. And here. Okay. And then this one I'm going to do one tag. So I'm just going to trim this off and the bottom. So because that way from by the height I'll be able to tell how wide I want it. And then I think it's just going to be quite a big tag, I think. I might do it like that. Yes, I like that, but I think I'll trim a little bit off this side as well. And this is a stronger paper than the other one, than the other book. It's quite thick, but I will back that with some old book page, and that's really pretty. I mean, this could be also a tag there, and you could put something, but you don't want to cover up the writing. I might just keep that there for collaging at a later date. And then I had this one here. So I think I'll trim this one down. I think I'll trim it that way first. And I won't throw out those little bits down there because I can use those in some sort of collaging maybe, or maybe not. They don't really excite me that much. Then I'll just cut this one down. Okay. And this could be a journaling card, I think, because I'm just thinking I think that'll be nice. And then, oh, I had this lovely one. Now, let's see. I would like to keep, what I'm going to do, just here, you can see here the name. I'm going to keep that and see if I can find if there's a public domain image. That would be really cool. So I'll cut that off, but I'm going to keep it. And when I finish the video, I'm going to go and search for it. Who is that? Oh, okay. So I thought someone was coming in the door. It was freaking me out. Okay, I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. Oh, it's Lily with her jingly jumper on. Her jingly Griswold's jumper, Christmas jumper. So I'm trimming this down just so I can, taking all the white borders off just so I can see better how I might like to make. I can get two tags over there, I think. Do them a bit narrower, like so. And I'm going to do two tags. there, and then I'll do a big tag, a big one. That's what it's going to be, big. And that I'll use for collaging. And here's going to be a big sort of journaling card. And I've got one more to cut. This one here, just line it up a little bit. Might not be enough, we'll see. And I'll decide if I want to keep that scripty sort of writing there in a minute. Just going to trim it off there, and I like that shape. No, I'll keep that, I think. It's a good proportion. Okay, I think that'll be a lovely tag. Okay, good. So I did say I wasn't going to finish them, but I might just do one, and so we can see how it turns out. So you can see this is not a very well planned video today, as usual. I mean, you should be used to that by now. Now I do have my nice box over here that I really like, with all of my plain papers. So I could use straw paper, I could use this paper, I could collage paper, or I can use a yellowy old book page. I don't want to use that one. Let me see, what do I have? What's that? Oh, just plain paper. I might use, this is a nice colour. Let's see if I've got any stronger ones as well, because some of them are quite thin, the papers. Oh, that's got writing on it. It's all got writing on it. Oh, I might glue on that. These were for gluing. I'll glue on those. That's all white. We don't want white. That could be good. Let me see the other side. Yes, that could be good. And that's an old page. Now the plain pages are down here. Here they are. I'll get some of those out. Okay. So yeah, if you're you know, altering books like I do recommend keeping all of these plain pages, because they're good for the reverse sides of what do you call them? Tags. Okay, so let's go here. What I need to do is, I'm on screen. See, that's perfect. That's going to go on there. So what I'm going to do is just put the glue. I'm going to stitch around it. You've seen me do this before, so I just put the glue, and I'm running out. I have to go and buy some more. I just put the glue in the center and then glue it on here. Line it up. That's right. Put it on there, and I can fit another one next to it, and I'll stitch around that after. I'll put it on straight, yes. And I've got the nice brownie bits on that side. So I'll stitch around that, put some lace on the top, and it's done. And you can even put maybe a little label if you want to there, or something. Or you can leave it. Does that one fit? No. Let's see if we can find another one that will fit on there. This one might. That's nice. So I'll put it next to it here, so that way I can keep that piece for collaging at a later date. So this, I'm just doing this to show you how I approach it. I mean, I think I've probably shown it before. So they will go on there, and I can safely now go and stitch around these because there's no glue at the edges. So why don't I move all of my previous mess. Those have to be finished. They can go over there. And these can all go into the box. I'll sort those out afterwards. So you ladies that have journals on order, some of these bits and bobs will be going into your journals, which I now feel I can get a move on with. Oh, I do still have to do the Christmas stocking. I'll start that today as well, so that way tonight I can do all the hand stitching. Okay, let's have a look. I know that the Christmas stocking is not in a rush. So I'm going to plug my what do you call it, tripod. So if I knock it, I do apologise in advance. Hope I'm recording. Yes. I hope my husband, he's gone for a walk with his mummy. I hope he doesn't come and ring the doorbell. So just stitching around. I do get many questions about the sewing. I just use a regular needle, 90. I think it's 90 over something. Just the cotton, rip for cotton. I have my stitches at 2.5. And my tension is around 3. I usually keep it around between 3 and 4. And my thread is cotton. One thing I will say is you always have to be, when sewing, you have to be, just make sure your top thread is the same as the one on the bobbin. Now I can't find my scissors. Scissors, where are you? Okay, these are my fabric scissors, so I just have to remember not to cut paper with those or they'll go blunt. Yeah, just make sure that the top thread is the same as the bobbin thread, otherwise that won't sew well. It doesn't like it. Just pull that off. So normally I would prepare a whole lot glued and then I'll just pass them through my sewing machine like a production line. Okay, so that's that. I've kicked my tripod already. How about that? So let's just move the sewing machine out of the way for a second. I'll move back over here and I need to find my paper scissors. Where have they disappeared to? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to trim around these and I just do it by hand. It's not perfect. You could decide to keep that little rough edge there if you want to. I don't think I will. Sometimes I've really liked the jagged edge and I've folded it over to the other side so you could see it on the other side. Just trim that off and trim this off. I'm not going to keep that. I'm going to trim that off. So that, I mean, that's my tag. It's pretty nice as it is. And what I'll do, we'll get some lace in a second. And we might put some lace around it. So just trim off this one as well. Okay, and we'll grab some lace. So let's have a look up here. Oh, let's have a look at this one. Oh, this is particularly beautiful, this one. You see? I think I bought this one in Florence. I might just trim off a little piece and see if I like it. I think I do. And that will just be, I like to fold it over so you have the nice little piece of lace on the other side. This is not lace, I don't know what you call this. And that's just, I mean, I think that's really fast, really pretty sort of tag. I'll just put a little, a big paper clip there. And I'll stitch that. Oh, it's not going to go on. I'll stitch that afterwards. Now, what will I put on this one? Let me see. Something wider, I think. I'll just pull down this. I have lace everywhere. I literally have it everywhere. Let's have a look for this one. I also have this little one here. See if I like that. I do like that. So let's cut that. Because I never use these really too much in my sewing, these types, but I do like to put them up here. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so I'll stitch those on. And then if you want to, you can embellish a little bit on the other side. Or otherwise they can be purely left and kept for writing. Okay, let's see this one. So I'm not doing too much in this video, guys. I'm sorry about that, but I just wanted to finish up from yesterday. See what I'm doing? I'm going to pull this out a little bit and slide this one under. And you don't waste as much thread, and it's much faster. You save a lot of time. So that is that. Trim it off. And there we go. They're super pretty. So these are illustrated book tags, we'll call them. And they've got old book page on the other side. And you could go along and stitch a little bit more here. And you could do a little bit of embellishing on this side if you wanted to. I'm not sure that we want to, because some things can be just left plain. You know what I mean? Like you can go and put something like that, or I don't know, some scraps or something that you've cut out. So that is it for today. I don't think I had to show you anything else. The one thing I was really excited about was the printing on the sticky paper. So you've got these little stickers here. The one thing I will say about them, because I don't know how you say it, they kind of had, you're supposed to obviously on the A4 sheets print like a whole sheet, and then on the edges it's sort of the front sticky bit is slightly separated from the back piece of paper, and so it's easy to separate them. Obviously if you're going to cut print like 9 to a page or something and you cut them out, you have to sort of fiddle a little bit with your nails to separate them from the backing. But I haven't had any trouble, and as I said, I did read the reviews, and some of them they said, oh, it was this paper was really hard to separate from the background, you know, the backing paper. So I didn't buy those ones. I bought this other brand. If you want to know, I can tell you. I can't remember what it's called. I can leave that in a comment if you ask me, but I'm sure, especially in the States and the UK, there's plenty of good brands of adhesive paper. So that's it. That was something that I had been wanting to play with. My sister and I had been talking about it when she was here. So it's actually really fun to print up and then cut the things out and then stick them around, and even fun in your journaling as well. So that is it for today. Hopefully my brain will come up with something new and exciting, and I will see you soon. Bye.